Hey! Nice timing. Perfect timing. We are live. Welcome in, everyone. Woo! Good evening,
Hello there.
Jane.
How are we all doing?
Hope you're geared up for Expo and all that. Shout out to Jane. Sponsor of the show. Shy Tots E-Liquid, multi-award winning. Try him out. If you're going to Expo, she's going to be in the Ohm Zone. Main sponsor. What is it? Platinum? I don't know. The big one. Big sponsor. Many sponsor. And amazing human being.
Certainly is that.
Mm-hmm. Also, quick shout out to CC Coils for all your coiling needs, also in the Ohm Zone. And G. Welcome in, everyone. Episode 8, Undesirables show, etc., etc. Aww. We love you, Jane. Oh, I forgot to turn on my fridge RGB.
How dare you?
I know. I'm a terrible streamer. There. Every streamer's got to have a light behind them. Oh, something just fell off my desk. I don't know what it was. I don't know what. Screw it. Welcome in to the fart zone. As per usual, we have nothing planned. G, don't fall asleep. I swear to God. You fall asleep. I kept G up until what? Noon?
10.
10? Okay. Still, that was pretty late.
Yeah. And then a night of nightmares and waking up every hour.
Fun. That's so fun.
Yeah, it was great fun.
Speaking of nightmares, I nearly shit myself when I came
Again?
home. No. Well, no. But coming home from work, right? I have a pizza box in my hand and a bunch of stuff. And I'm like carrying a bunch of things in the house, and like the lights are on, but nobody's home.
Nobody's home.
So I walk into the kitchen, and for the past like 2-3 weeks, there's been this 6-foot tall statue of like a bartender, like skeleton bartender. It's like a Halloween decoration, and it talks and stuff, but luckily it's not plugged in. But it's still...
I would be wrecked.
Oh my God, it still terrifies me.
If it was here, it'd be wrecked. I would punch the fuck out of that.
Seriously, I almost dropped everything and squealed like a girl because I was like so scared of it. Because it's been against the wall a few feet over from the door for like the past 3 weeks. It's been in the same spot. It hasn't moved. Well, as I crossed the threshold into the room, it was like right next to the door frame, angled towards me. And I go, oh, like that, recoiled in fear. Shut up, Mike! I can't believe I didn't make any audible noise.
They done that deliberately.
I kind of just went, goo! I was like, ooh, like that. But I'm like, oh, mild heart attack. Nearly shit myself.
Again.
Glad I love to have seen that.
Funny.
Mike, you would have loved for it to be you stood there, like, with a knife. Good to know my first reaction. Yeah. You screwed with his girlfriend. I'm telling you, screwed. Weekly hearted. Why do I picture a series of TikToks scaring the shit out of Nick while he's streaming or something?
Oh, good
He's
idea.
not gonna notice.
Do it, Jenny. Do it. Content for days.
She's gonna be hid under my desk until I get home, and I just like, holy Jesus. Plus, she does makeup and all the horror attraction stuff, so like, she knows how to scare the shit out of people. What are you gonna do if I actually shit my pants?
Laugh.
Yeah.
And you're a wet one.
I'm making you clean it up. Pick up my poop.
No, done with that.
Anyways, so that was my funny thing that happened this week. Mike, did you do anything interesting?
No, not this week.
Is the bike in the garage for the winter?
No. I'll be using it again. I should be going out on it tomorrow night.
Oh, Mike, you getting Grizz the other night on his birthday stream?
Mike's timing's fucking impeccable for
Like,
the jump scares.
You got me good too the other night. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, mild heart attack. I have my headphones absolutely cranked whenever I play Phasmo because
Mike has it down to an art form.
I want it in my ears loud so that you guys don't get like the horrible jump scareness that it is. And yeah, Mike got me so good the other night. I was like, holy fucking shit. Why is everyone obsessed with scaring me? What is going on here? What did I do to you people?
You put them out there.
I know.
We're going to fucking use them.
I guess. Whatever. Thanks for the dollar.
You need to add blurb.
There's a saying.
Down clips.
I hate blurb.
There's a saying over here in Northern Ireland. Hell slap it into you.
The problem is with blurb is like I don't have time to moderate, and if I'm moderating, then it's not going to be scary. I have to do moderation. I can't just have it random. Because last thing I need is some stupid shit to get on my channel and I get canceled. Squeals are entertaining.
That way on.
Before we go any further...
I forget all of my sound alerts anyways. Somebody's like, whoa!
Before we go any further, I'm just going to address this issue that Matt was supposed to address on Lee's show last night. Have you seen the size of Mars bars?
No.
They're only just bigger than an 18650 battery now.
Really?
Yeah. No joke. Matt held one up and he held it right next to an 18650 and it was only like a centimetre or two bigger.
Wow.
This is gripping content.
And they're probably over £1.
Oh, come on now. You know the world's gone to shit when a Mars bar costs almost over £1. I guarantee they're over £1 in London.
How the fuck are we supposed to deep fry that? Continue.
You need special Scottish edition Mars bars. That's what you need.
Yep. Just big schlong size Mars bars.
Just like get the measuring tape out and just go, okay, let's see.
Measured in traditional inches instead of man inches.
There you go. Yeah. Flip it over.
Yeah, that's better.
Well, you need to measure the yaw and the angle of attack.
Of the dangle?
You need to go from the base instead of the... never mind. Oh, don't even Big G. I remember the fun size Mars bars when I was a kid. The regular Mars bars today are smaller than fun size ones used to be.
Yep.
It's you guys should just go on strike. The whole country should just go on strike.
Yep. We ain't working no more until you
Mars
bring back.
Bars.
Yep.
This is an outrage. I am outraged. To be honest, I mean, like everything is going up in price. Inflation is absolutely killing us.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
cost of living.
Yeah, cost of living, everything is going way up. But you know what? I stand true by my statement about Arizona Iced Tea Company. They still sell their big cans for 99 cents.
Yeah, they can keep it. Hey, iced tea.
Iced tea, delicious.
Tea's supposed to be builder's tea.
Nah. Nah. Mm-mm. I don't like hot
fucking,
tea.
Not with lemon and fucking no milk in it and
you
cold.
can put milk in it if you want. I don't care. I would actually be kind of interested in that. How Arizona iced tea would be with milk.
Probably curdle.
No. We should do
with the lemon in it, it might.
It's the tiniest little bit of artificial lemon. Well, no, it's not artificial flavoring. They actually do natural flavoring. Paying 3 times as much for something that is a quarter of the size it used to be. Well, talk about fuel prices over here, man.
That's different, Jane, because they're infusions. You know, like the cranberry and raspberry and cranberry infusions and all that. I used to love those.
Oh, I like lemon infusion then. How about that?
No, but that's proper fucking tea that you're drinking.
I have never drank. Well, no, I have drank tea over there, so technically I have drank proper tea.
Yeah.
So
As far as I'm concerned, tea should have no sugar and only a splash of milk.
no sugar.
Yep.
Well, let me guess. You're sweet enough, Mike.
Of course.
No, thanks, Turkish. I'm sweet enough.
Oh, they should make that a sound pack or a like a clip pack for
The Snatch.
that movie. Oh, that would be great.
Just all brick top.
Yeah.
The brick top edition.
Yeah. So, possibly when is it, like next week? Let me see. I need to look at calendar. I think next week is the last week before Halloween, right? Yes. No.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Well, we got 2 weeks before then. But I still say we do possible games night next week for the show.
Was it not supposed to be tonight?
I don't fucking know. Lemon and peach tea. Yes! Jane's on my side. Yes. Unfortunately, I don't know if I think it's black tea that they use. I don't know. I don't know tea.
Stinging nettle tea's nice as well.
Why does that?
So I've heard.
Why does it not sound nice? Does it sting going down?
You can get nettle soup. So
what? Why?
Yeah.
There's so many other
Because
things
it's nice.
there.
But it tastes nice.
New fused. Oh, whoa. Is that what Jenny's working on right now? Ooh. The new. Jane, if you want to share some new stuff in the Discord, I'll bring it up on the screen for everyone.
Unless it's top secret.
Well, yeah, unless it's top secret. I don't want to give away industry secrets. Oh, Jenny sent me a photo. Oh no, that was the plushy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound nice.
Iced fruit tea. Fuck yeah. I am down.
Fruit teas are nice. I just don't like iced black tea. It's just wrong.
Hammer. Oh. I like it. I don't care.
But
It's
you know,
delicious.
people fought and died so we could all have a choice.
Well, the problem with no, I'm not gonna. Nope.
America.
Oh, God.
Or oh, Canada. Wait, no. It's more fruit than tea, so it isn't like G is imagining. Yeah, I mean, it's not really. I don't know. The tea isn't like the key factor, I guess.
See, the iced tea we get over here is normal tea.
It's like tea
Yeah.
in a thing. Is it sweet? Like, is it sweetened?
Usually, yeah, but not too much.
Yeah. See, I like sweet
Just
tea.
to take just enough to take the bitterness off, but even still.
Yeah. No, if you go down south, if you haven't anyone of you decide to travel in the south of the United States, the amount of sugar that they put in tea is almost like 2-to-1 sugar to tea ratio, practically.
Agreed, Bunny. Agreed. But I do like, as I said, I do like fruit teas.
Tea is meant to be warm. I'm outraged. Yes. Outrage, I tell you.
Yes.
You can be outraged all you want.
I will not stand for it.
We will still throw it in the harbor. I'm bringing Jenny to Boston, and I'm gonna get her some tea, and we're gonna go to the harbor, and she's gonna dump it in. I'm gonna call her a trader. I'm gonna record it.
Have a lovely tea party.
Yeah, I'm gonna record it, It's going to be forever saved.
Just do the DD Bader scene from Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. Ooh, what a lovely tea party.
I know Jane's not going to oversweeten it.
Jane doesn't sweeten it at all.
Mm-hmm. She's
Jane
sweet
won't-
enough.
Jane will not use sweeteners in her e-liquid.
Hey, I agree. A lot of times you don't need to add sweetener. You can add flavor that is already sweet. That's
Exactly.
the point, right?
That's why they don't.
But that's why you guys liked Blaz so much, because there was no added sweetener. 0 sweetener in it.
That's why a lot of coil builders like Jane stuff, because it's easy on coils.
I must admit, I do miss that, Blaz.
Yeah. Well, now it's completely dead, so I could bring it over there if I want, and just. My boss basically gave me full reign. He said, "Do whatever you want. It's dead over here." So.
Fair enough.
Okay. If I want to continue doing Blaz, there is a way. I would be a stickler on the flavor, though. If I were to do it over there, I'd have to probably go through many revisions and try out many different fruits, like fruit-based flavors for it. Because I don't know what it is about the specific flavor that I get from it, but it is very... It's not... It's not truly unique. Like, there's a bunch of strawberry blue raz, but there's just something about it that makes it different enough. You know?
Fair enough.
I've got a nice one for you. Blue Raz and Cherry
Nice.
by Unreal. And it is Unreal because it's not overly sweetened.
So when's the next bottle of Beetlejuice coming?
Lemon and raspberry. Blue raspberry.
Why do those look like-
I'm actually going to order some because that's my last 2 bottles there. That'll only
those
last
look
me
like
about a week.
Specific cider. What is it? Recorder leg or something? They look like the labels for that. I gotta
Yeah. Yep. They do. They do look like Recorder Leg. That's probably what they're based on, to be honest.
I must admit, I've got one of the new
Focus, you
root beers
fucker,
ones
you.
here as well.
Ain't gonna happen, G.
Oh, I'll make it fucking happen. There you go. There you go. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. There you go.
In US juice, we do a ton of sweetener. Just yep.
Do the focus dance.
There
Do
you
the
go.
focus dance.
There you go. It's slowly doing it, and there you're back. What Zeus juice you got, Mike?
It's the
I have some Zeus juice around here.
Neptune. It's a cherry and watermelon.
It'd be quite nice.
It's fucking lovely.
See, watermelon ones can be quite heavy on the watermelon,
Yeah,
and it's a for something that's not got a lot of taste, it dominates, which is weird.
yeah. No, that one, the cherry comes through nicely. The only thing I would say is it would be better if they added ice to it.
Is that just a pure blackcurrant?
It's black.
Berries,
Zeus
blackcurrant, menthol. Yep. Whew.
But yeah, I'm going to have to get another bottle of Beetlejuice. That one went way too quick. 200 ml in a week.
So the best blackcurrant ice I ever had was Blow Elixir.
Oh, this honestly, Mike, this stuff is fucking dynamite.
I think I've tried that one.
Jen, honestly, you should get a bottle and take it over for Nick. He will fucking be guzzling it straight from the fucking bottle.
I've tried it. It was
Have
good.
you?
Yeah.
Ah.
I think when I tried it, though, I had a brand new Valerian tank, and
Yep.
for whatever reason, the coil that I had in it had 0 flavor. And I was like freaked out. I was like, you guys, I have no flavor in this whatsoever. And I had like other people hit it and they're like, well, I get flavor. I'm like, oh no. I got Vapor's Tongue so hard on one of the expo weekends. I was like, either that or it's just the coil itself. I don't know.
I think that's what I liked about that Beetlejuice. I didn't get Vapor's Tongue. That was just
How
fucking
big's the bottle though?
chuffing it. 200 mil.
That's the problem. You can't take 200 mil over it on a plane.
Yeah, true.
I don't know
But
about
200
checking it.
mil in a week. That should last at least 2 weeks.
I think
That just shows you I was properly just
I hope you don't
no
have a smoke
fucking vapor
detector.
tongue. Oh, I do. Unfortunately, it did go off a few times.
Ooh. So seeing it,
Paradox there, Jade, you're on about.
The Jane's crack for me is the fucking key lime cheesecake.
oh yeah,
Oh,
award-winning.
oh, I'm actually gonna have to get some of that again.
Okay,
Yeah.
on my phone, I hear Nick fine. On the PC,
No.
is a lot louder than everyone else. What?
I must admit,
Is that
I've
any
got
better?
a bottle of the key lime cheesecake in the cupboard that is still half full, and it's been in the cupboard for about a year now. And it's fucking steeped like mad.
Is that
It's
better?
gorgeous.
Check 1 2.
Bunny, the Beetlejuice is just a properly really ripe blackcurrant.
PC. G is a lot louder. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
can't
I just
read.
I just turned myself down a bit. I have an outboard audio
Mr.
slider.
Fancy Pants. Mr. Fancy Pants.
Oh, you turned me back up again.
I turned you up because I thought I was louder, and then I turned you down.
Okay,
Because I don't have my mic right in front of my face.
testes,
Oh,
testicles. 1 2 1 2.
right. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just carry on. Testy, testicles.
No, I'm still quite loud.
It's all right, G. I know you want to be the center of attention.
Fuck you. Don't call me on my narcissism, you bastard. Don't put me in the spot. Baby doesn't like to be put in the spot.
So, has anybody watched any good horror movies this season?
Not yet.
So, I watched. Well, okay.
I'm into that, Jane. I'm into that.
Oh boy, I love that statement. So I recently watched Megan.
So
Okay,
did
yeah.
I, and I have to say, it was pretty good.
It's a very good film, but it wasn't what I was expecting.
No.
I thought it was a bit weak. I thought they could do more with it. I don't know.
It wasn't overly jump scary. That's what I liked. It just left the horror down to the idea of AI.
I mean, that's scary in itself.
Exactly.
But I figured, I don't know. It's basically Chucky in 2023. You know, it wasn't like.
Oh, you just ruined it now for me.
Sorry.
I thought it was going to be another type of Chucky film, but it was nothing like Chucky.
Well, okay. So, just reason being, benevolent toy. You know, like the toy is actually the enemy, and but other than it, like you said, it wasn't jump scary, which I don't like jump scare horror movies.
Yeah.
I'm not really into those because it's like that's cheap. It's very cheap to just
It's lazy.
jump scare and then gotcha. I like the threat, right? The eerie threat. Like, gee, you were describing that game that you refunded recently. Please go on. I need you to explain.
Jesus Christ.
Because I never played it and
Okay,
I never
so
even watched anything.
There's a streamer that we watch.
We rated in last week.
Takehurst. Yeah, Takehurst. He was playing a game when we raided last week called Confabulation Homestead. And I saw it, and it's an alien abduction horror survival game, and I thought, this looks awesome. Went online to get it and saw that it was actually a sequel. So I thought, I'll get the prequel first. Get the first one. Downloaded it, put it on. You start off in a living room. Just nondescript living room. There's like a partition, you know, going into the dining room and kitchen. So I walked into the kitchen, looking around, opening cupboards. There's no sound, just no music, nothing. I'm like, okay, this is already a bit creepy. because nothing's happening. So the sense of anticipation was there. Turned round from the kitchen and just at the partition going to the living room, is this big black fucking demon looking bit of tar leaning out from the partition, just looking at me just for a split second, and then it just goes, without even stepping, it just goes, gets sucked back through into the wall, and I'm like, nope, 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 fuck this, that's it. Game's a bogey.
I was there when you did that, and like you were playing it, and I was just chilling, and like I just hear nope, 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 refunding, nope, backing out, nope, nope. I'm just like, what, and you're just like, nope.
I didn't even play the alien one. I was like, no, if this is because the sequel's meant to be better, right?
Yeah,
it's meant to be better. So I was like, no, if this is what it's going to be like in the second one, there's no chance I'm playing this. No chance.
You got me all curious now.
By all means, go ahead. And
I don't
try
know.
it.
I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to waste my money if it's like that. Plus, it's only single player. Like if it was multiplayer, I'd say hell yeah.
I think that's why it was even scarier.
Well, yeah,
because it's only you that's in there. You've got nobody else to go. Right. Well, I'll just go and sit in the corner. You guys go and check that out.
But that's the thing, though, right? Like, you sign up to be scared. If you buy a game and play a game like that, you are literally signing up to be scared. That is of your own decision, your own free will.
But I don't do jump scares. Like I said, that's lazy to me.
Yeah, but they don't
it fucking puts the shutters up me.
I really don't think there's a game. Okay,
creeped out.
There are games that are like slowly creeped out type games, right?
Yeah.
However, they're not going to be $5 on Steam. They're going to be like, well, I can't even say that. There's indie games. I watched a video, like one of my favorite YouTubers, Wendigoon, did a whole series on this game, Faith, the Unholy Trinity, and it's literally pixel, like retro game. Like pixel art type stuff from like the Commodore era sort of thing, like very, very old school, not a lot of animation, and it's like very limited color palette and everything. The sense of dread and terror and just the darkness of just the themes of that game are terrifying. There was like all these different like types of enemies and you don't get real weapons until like the third game. There's 3 separate games, each about 4 or 5 hours long, and they make up like this one long story arc. But like you don't even get a weapon in the game for 2 games basically. The only thing you have is a cross that you hold up and you ward off enemies that way.
The power of Christ compels you.
Pretty much. But like the themes in it and just the sense of dread and eeriness and the fact that they do it all in this like Commodore style where even the audio is like bitted, like I don't know how you want to like compressed, and you know how it's like that computer speaker bleeper kind of sound where it's like well, they use that, and it's like in the very early days of like synthetic speech, they like mimic sounds by using certain tones and all that, and that's how it is, and it's like that makes it that much scarier. You can have the best graphics in the world, but if you're just using cheap jump scares and like, oh, it's a spooky thing, then that's like it's not as good in the class of horror when it comes to a game, in my opinion. Like Alien Isolation, there's a lot of sense of dread. It's dark as hell. You don't get many resources and you have to survive, but you get weapons and that kind of thing, and you craft, and it's like a full-fledged game at the core. It's very similar to how like Resident Evil is, where it's like there's puzzles you need to solve, there's things where like directions you need to go around in a specific way and order and all that. And you know, there is enemies, but most of the time you're not fighting them, you're avoiding them. And the same thing with the game that I played somewhat recently, Soma. Soma, you don't get weapons. You just have to know how to avoid the enemy, whether it's by sound or whatever. There's specific enemy types that can hear you really well, so you can't make any noise. And you have to like wait until other noise happens in the environment to like be able to move. But the game doesn't really tell you that. It just tells you to go get the key from the office that's like all the way across the little, corridor or whatever. And they give you little clues because there's a repetitive sound that keeps happening, but you have to kind of like figure that part out. And if you don't, you die. But I feel like there's a lot of cheapness in not only movies, but also games with the scares, right? Like, I don't find Phasmo scary whatsoever. It's mostly frustrating when you die, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, I lose 50% of my XP for this round. Let's just find the ghost type and move on. But, like, I like the challenge. I like the theme. I like the setting. I like the darkness of it. Like, that's part of the challenge is, like, being able to almost memorize the map to be able to just maneuver without getting stuck on stuff and like being able to escape a hunt. If a ghost starts hunting, you hear it start, you have to make sure you're out of its line of sight. Otherwise it's going to catch up to you real quick. But same is true with movies nowadays. A lot of them rely on that kind of cheap jump scary type horror and not building a theme, right? I feel like theme is like very like downplayed in most of the films nowadays. Whereas like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good slasher flick. I love like retro kind of horror movies like Jason and Freddy and all those ones. Freddy, I feel like, is almost more of a comedy, like Nightmare on Elm Street. Has way more comedy than scary, and the scares are mostly just gore anyways, and like somewhat body horror. But I think movies like, I don't know, Silence of the Lambs, I guess, where you are this all-knowing kind of thing where you get to see what the bad guy's doing and the good guys, and you're just waiting for them to kind of meet up, like, and have their like epic showdown or whatever. And like the conclusion is just so tense. I like tension.
Yeah, I don't even consider that one you just mentioned to be a horror.
No, it's not. It's a thriller. There's a difference.
I don't even class it as a thriller.
What is it? Drama?
To me, it's more of a chiller.
What? You just chill and watch Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah, it's a nothing film.
I get a sense of tension, but like, okay, so the other thing, right? You can have like there's mods for games. I keep going back to games because it's what I know. But like, so there's this mod, or they call it a .wad file for Doom, right? So everyone knows the classic game Doom, and there's guns and enemies and standard stuff. Well, there's this one map that just kind of appeared, and apparently it was written in like, years ago and all this, and just kind of surfaced most recently. And all these horror people are playing it and dissecting it, and I'm like, what the hell is myhouse.wad? So I watched like a couple of videos on it, and it's very plain at first. It looks like just someone, and the description was a modeled after the house I grew up in, and blah blah blah. And then as you dive deeper into it, like there's bits of information hidden in the code that no one would normally look into, because like, who the hell is going to be dissecting a WAD file for a game that came out 30 years ago, But obviously, like, people have been doing that lately, and they've been discovering things about this game or this specific level. And the file for this map pack is like 300 megabytes. And if that came out during the time of like when the game was around, that would be massive. Most hard drives back then were not even 300 megabytes, let alone a single gigabyte, So having a single map for a Doom game being megabytes in general. Most of them were freaking kilobytes. I mean, if anything, like a megabyte or two, but 300 is huge. So obviously there's more to this level than what people thought. And as they dove into it more and more, it turns out like once you clear the house of like the enemies, it's just the standard Doom enemies from the game at first. You clear the house, then you get to exploring, and you find out that, you know, there's like buttons that you can press and like switches, and there's a lot more to this map than you think, because there's one of the limitations of Doom is that there wasn't any way to have level over level in a Doom game. The way they did that was very clever tricks with how the Doom engine worked, where it would be a transition or a teleporter essentially, which was invisible. As you walked past a point, it would teleport you to a different section of the map, and if you looked at it from a top-down view, you wouldn't be in the same, you know, plane. You would be somewhere else. Well, long story short, the whole map was 2D because it wasn't even a 3D engine, even though it appeared to be 3D. So, long story short, there's layers and layers and layers to this map. You come back and you're teleported, and you get teleported back out to the beginning of the map, and you're like, what the hell was that? So you go back in, clear the enemies, but this time they're a little bit different. They're a little tougher enemies. And then subtle things about the house change, like positioning of rooms and stuff like that. And then you go, like, it happens, it's almost like a loop, and it keeps happening, and you keep discovering little places, and you keep getting like teleported and moved around to another new section where it gets darker and deeper and scarier, and like, it was intense. I suggest everyone go check out at least a single video on myhouse.wad, because it's actually kind of terrifying what they did with the Doom engine that's 30 plus years old, and without heavy modification, just using tricks about the game to be able to manipulate it in the way that they were trying to portray, and they did a hell of a job with it. Whoever made this map. But like the story ended up being like, oh, his mom died, you know, in the house when he was young, and he was always traumatized, and essentially the kind of grand point that this you know map was making is like, it was more about going through the stages of grief, and it's like an allegory for that. And I think that's fucking brilliant. And like the fact that you could do that in a 30-year-old game engine is mind-blowing to me. And it almost leads to the point that there's no excuses for shitty horror movies or shitty horror games anymore. It takes one person with a 30-year-old game engine or an iPhone or something to work really hard at and try their best at, and like you can have an excellent piece of media, whether it be horror or otherwise. There's no excuses anymore. Jenny says, I know we're talking horror, but I really need G to tell Mike about the invention that we're going to attach to his butt.
Okay. So,
oh god,
the invention is called the thunderstorm generator. This is a genuine thing, right? You can go on YouTube and look this up. It's created by a guy called Malcolm Bendall, who is an English theoretical physicist. And he also studies like weather phenomenon and ancient technologies and all this kind of stuff. So he studied weather.
I'm scared where this is going.
The phenomenon of how two fronts create lightning and thunder, right? So he's recreated it. He fires hot plasma, which is, molecules, say going clockwise in a tornado formation, right? So it's toroidal, goes into a finite point, like as small can go, and then you have the cold front go spinning in the opposite direction with molecules getting fired, and it creates lightning, and at a 0 point, right? So you've got 0 point energy being generated. the thing that this does is he can attach this thing to anything with an exhaust, right? So you're talking car exhausts, diesel generators, petrol generators, nuclear power,
And
power cells, smokestacks, and it
Butts.
produces and butts. theoretically, this has been measured when it's switched on, right? When it's not switched on, say it's a diesel engine, it'll produce nothing but carbon monoxides and noxious gases. You know, we're familiar with those. When this thing's switched on, it produces nothing but 20% pure oxygen as an exhaust. To give you a comparison, 20% pure oxygen is a Swiss Alp, which is the cleanest oxygen on this green earth. So you can attach it to anything and get nothing as an exhaust but clean, pure air. So yeah, attach it to your ass. No more noxious gas.
yeah, but then you wouldn't be able to make people sick with your farts, and that's the funniest thing in the world. So like,
I know, where's the fun?
entertainment. Mike's not out here for your enjoyment of his presence. It's literally.
Jenny says it's going to save lives at expos.
Penny breakfasts and farts that make Jay absolutely.
From what I heard, they could have done with it in Grizz and Aiden's room.
Oh God, yeah. That I think they had to like kill it with fire after that. They just had to nuke the whole room.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's all well and good. Would it produce power? Because you could probably power the entirety
This is what
of
I was going to say,
Expo
right?
with Mike's
So
farts.
the key thing in what I just mentioned there, right, was those two fronts, right? When they meet each other at the most finite point, that's what's known as the 0 point. This is something that physicists have been trying to nail for decades, is 0 point energy. So not only does it produce oxygen as an exhaust, but it also generates 0 point energy. And once the generator is put on, that'll constantly churn out oxygen and 0 point energy.
Yeah,
so
but
you can have...
Here's the other thing. Mike just wants to watch the world burn, so he would want that. He would use it to power his own car. You just put it in the seat of Mike's car, and maybe you got yourself something there. Because then you'd be able to get... You'd probably skip across the freaking ocean and get over here.
All they need to do is find some way of channeling that 0 point energy because it's enclosed. It's enclosed in like a big metal ball, right? Typical of what you would see in like a Tesla generator. It looks like that, the ball end of a Tesla coil. So
a giant
the whole 0 point
bead.
The two fronts meet inside this ball. So they need to figure out a way of getting the energy from inside there and convert it into, and be able to use it. But at the moment, they don't know if this is what's creating the oxygen, because what it's basically doing is it's taking all those carbon molecules like from the combustion engines. It's taking those carbon molecules and it's stripping away all the protons and electrons and leaving nothing but the energy that held them together. And it's rearranging the carbon at the same time into oxygen somehow. So it's essentially it's alchemy.
Well, what is the thing where it's like if a particular invention was so advanced beyond explanation,
Arthur C. Clarke.
Yeah, it has to be a miracle, right?
Any sufficient technology beyond... I can't remember the exact quote, but it's witchcraft, basically.
Yeah.
Would be regarded as witchcraft. And that's how he's been looked at right now, as like some sort of kooky mad scientist
Burn the witch!
that's doing pseudoscience. But the genius, the genius of the guy. I mean, I was talking about this in Lee's show last night, as Jenny said. The genius of this guy is that he hasn't, because he's in his late 70s, early 80s, right? He's getting on. He's not got long left, God love him, right? But
well, not with what he's inventing. Jeez,
he didn't patent it.
Yeah, Jenny said it's open source.
It's open source,
right?
So it's out there already before it can get suppressed.
Well, we need to make sure it's on everyone's hard drive.
Energy companies,
right?
It's already out there.
Or we're just going to get
it in the UK.
We're going to get an EMP, and everything's going to go back to year zero, and that's the apocalypse and end time. So, yay, apocalypse!
It's nuts. It's just crazy that what this wee guy's done.
I don't.
A lot of the scientists still can't explain how it works. They just know it works.
I don't think in this lifetime we're going to get a renewable source of energy that is government approved. We rely too heavily for our own foreign policy to depend on others for our energy sources to be able to have that. Why do you think that our railroad is complete shit in this country? We could have high-speed rail from New York to LA that gets there in 6 hours, but we refuse to do it. Or maybe
maglevs.
Yeah, I think it was like 8 hours or something like that. It'd be going like 250 miles per hour. Mm-hmm. We could do it. We just choose not to.
This is the thing that I said last night that worries me is because this guy has created something that allows the likes of combustion engines, right, which we know is polluting the air drastically. Because he's allowed, this technology allows the use of combustion engines dependent on oil. It's producing oxygen. It's then rendered safe, but it doesn't mean that the resources are going to be safe. It's allowing people to keep on draining the oil resources dry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to find out how to use the 0 point energy as a new source of power, what you said, that this thing does. I'm sure they'll get there eventually, but I mean,
well,
at the moment, the 0 point energy is only measurable, not usable.
Well, the Dire Thing says, we don't refuse. The existing railroad is too valuable to interrupt. And yeah, I mean, true. We move a lot of cargo via rail, as we've seen with the train crashes over like the last year. We've had multiple derailments and big time ecological disasters because of it. There was a cloud of toxic gas over all of Ohio for like a month.
That's right.
However, if we build alongside that existing rail or, over top or whatever, we could do it.
Yep.
Just saying, imagine
absolutely,
New York
Jenny,
to LA in hours without having to get on a damn plane. The other thing is the fact that the government bails out the aviation industry constantly. No, there wasn't. Stop watching CNN. I don't watch CNN. CNN is cancer.
All news is cancer.
I don't know. When you can see it from space, that's pretty scary to me. I didn't really see much about him on the news, except for, the government said it was safe, so it was safe. Clouds was a third of a county for 3 hours max. Okay, I guess. I don't know. It was pretty spooky when you could see it from space. But maybe that's a plant. Maybe it was all photoshopped. That was just smoke. Well, there was toxic chemicals in those train cars. And some of them were on fire. Toxic levels okay, fair. Still, smoke is bad too. We don't like that around here, around these parts.
Yeah, as Jenny says though, like this technology, even though it's still allowing dependence on oil resources is still a good thing because it will ease the transition over into newer energy forms. It'll allow people to, the likes of people that, obviously here in the UK, we have a date now set for all combustion engines to be done away with.
Yeah, but they want to move you guys over to electric.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, though, is we have a date set now so that after that date, it'll be illegal to have a combustion engine, unless, because of the emissions.
No, it won't actually.
So
it will be illegal for the showrooms to sell a combustion engine. It won't be illegal for you to drive it.
Well, there you go. Then that allows this thing. Apparently, is easily. I mean, you can shrink the thing down to a certain size that will be able to be attached to a car exhaust easily. Apparently, they've done it already. But you can also blow it up to industrial scale. Like plant scale, nuclear plant scale, nuclear
pants. Amazing. So appropriate.
So yeah, it'll help like all of those people that are still going to not be able to afford electric cars and still run their combustion engines while the prices start coming down.
Oh, what timing! Big ol' rip.
Yeah, no, the combustion engine for cars is due to stop being sold new in 2035.
Right. You can maintain.
It was 2030, wasn't it? But they put it forward. Rishi put it back.
They put it back.
Yeah, you can maintain an existing vehicle though, right? So you
can
keep it going, and I'm sure that's going to last for generations.
Yeah. As Mike says, it's just the showrooms can't sell any more combustion cars.
They can't sell any new combustion cars.
Right, they probably have used vehicles on the market.
Car market is going to go flat on its arse.
Well,
yeah.
As Jenny says, at least you can still use this thing, and it'll.
Yeah, if anything, it will boost the used car market.
Yeah.
And the way that they're going to try and get rid of all the combustion engines on the road is by raising the price of the fuel every year.
Which they are going to do.
Of course they are. I mean, combustion engine motorcycles have got an extra 5 years on top of what cars have got.
Right. Yeah, they're already testing this thing here in the UK at a plant in Milton Keynes. I don't know what the plant does, but obviously they had high emissions, so they rigged
just like Mike.
So they've rigged this thing up, and it's like the size of a football field, soccer pitch. It's the size of a soccer pitch.
You could say football. I know what you're talking about.
I know you do, but there's other Americans here, Nick. You're not the only one.
I think they know too. They've been around long enough, most of them.
Well, fair enough. But yeah, the UK government's already given money for research into this thing, so it's getting attention, which is a really good thing, I think.
Yeah.
Especially for the guy Malcolm Bendall, because as I said, he's been treated by a lot of the big name physicists like a modern day Galileo. He's been called a kook purely because of who he associates with. He's like pally-wally with like the likes of Graham Hancock. There's another guy. He's a geologist, Randall something. But they're into all this. The ancients were more technologically advanced than we were, kind of thing. That's what they all believe. But because he associates with these people, he's now being treated like a fraud and a pseudoscientist. But this is like a massive, massive discovery.
Yeah, I must admit, I for one will not ever drive a fully electric car or motorbike.
Yeah, Jenny, it was accidental.
Mike will walk. Well, I'm outraged. It's the outrage episode.
It was accidental in the sense of like they found out what it was doing to. They needed, as far as I know, how they found out it did what it did was that they were using a combustion engine to power it, and they tested the emissions after the thunderstorm generator part of it was switched on, and they tested the emissions then and found, holy shit, this is nothing but pure oxygen now. So in that sense, it was accidental, but the guy was just interested in trying to create a miniature thunderstorm. That's all he was trying to do.
As you know, as you do.
While
I've seen evil
experimenting with
scientists do
different
that
types
too.
of
That's
plasmas, while experimenting with plasmas. But the 0 point, what that is a miniature, minute black hole.
Oh yeah, that's fun. Let's do that.
Well, it is. It's not dangerous at the size that it is. You're talking like an infinite point in size. So it's not going to do anything but absorb what's been put into it. Then it's not going to, just take everything. It's only taking what it's given.
Yeah. Well, hey, you guys, we're about at the top of the hour here. I say we take a little break. Quick
Yes.
5 minutes, and I need to use the bathroom anyway, so
Yes, I'm here.
yeah. Pee break, everyone. Everyone go to the bathroom, get a snack, stretch your legs, dance around, pop emotes in chat, play farts, etc. We'll be back in approximately 5 minutes.
Yes.
Damn it, freaking thing doesn't work again. Yeah. Bye. We're back.
There's no music in the scene, by the way.
We're back, are we? We are
We're
back.
back.
We are. Hello again.
Apologies, technological difficulties.
Yes. Nicholas forgot to put the music back on. Trust the Yank.
We all had to just rely on our own internal fucking soundtracks. Damn.
Hey, I've got plenty of drum and bass in me.
Yep. Oh, I've got plenty up here.
What was that? Mind-altering stuff you were on about the other week?
EMT.
EMT, that was it.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Yep. Couldn't remember what it was called.
Naturally occurring in
Hello.
the bodies of most.
Jenny
Animals, I
subscribed with
believe.
Prime.
In what?
Jenny, thank you for the sub.
Say that again, G.
Most animals, as far as I know, produce DMT naturally in their own bodies.
Okay.
All right, we're not going to talk about DMT again for another hour.
No. But just
No, I couldn't remember what stuff it's called.
It's produced in the biggest amounts just in the moments of death.
So
Oh,
what you do is you grab a squirrel and rip its head off and drink its blood, and then you'll
No,
get
don't do that.
Oh, okay. Wait, what?
No.
Why? Why not?
Because we're not Ozzy Osbourne.
No, that's a bat.
I know it was, but it's still biting the heads off animals.
Rabies is a terrible trip. Imagine thinking you're getting like adrenaline and DMT, and you're just getting rabies. Surprise! Ooh, Jenny got a founder's badge. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, anyone that subscribes, I think there's like the first 10 people or something that sub get a founder's badge. So if you're one to collect those, then feel free. You get a free sub every single month if you have Amazon Prime and link your Prime account to your Twitch. And all proceeds go to the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. So
You do.
just
I
by
haven't found a
subscribing,
badge.
you're doing your part. And because we haven't mentioned it, yeah, we are raising money for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. You can see the little thing right here that says that. You can donate directly through Twitch. It's right on where the subscribe button normally is. It says we're raising money for charity. Donate directly, even if it's a quid or two or a couple of dollars. Every little bit helps. We're going to fulfill this goal. Once we do that, it'll be shipped off to the foundation itself. And we pick another charity to start all over again. Yay! If I have some free headspace this week, I'll sort some
Ooh.
emotes. Ooh!
Thank you, Jenny.
Yeah. Let's go.
Oh,
Plan on drawing nuclear pants. I feel like they're going to be mostly fart related. Are they going to be mostly fart related? Penny
Oh, there
breakfast
you go.
emo? Oh, God. I can sort that one out.
Nuclear pants.
I could definitely sort out a penny breakfast. Anemic beans and...
Any breakfast emote needs to be a bag with a load of yak in it.
Hey, you were the one partaking, Mike.
Yes, I know.
But,
I was the one that was dealing.
we know one person that had more penny breakfasts than anybody else in the face of this group of this earth, and that is Mr. Summerfield,
Oh, yeah.
who only goes to expos for the penny breakfast.
The all you can eat. Yeah. He'll have about 6 or 7 before anyone wakes up and goes downstairs.
Yeah, no, the penny breakfast that we're on about, though, G, are the motorway services.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
And where I used to
Oh.
be a coach driver, the meals used to literally cost me 1p.
is that not just like dysentery on a plate though?
No, because I could get McDonald's and KFC and everything.
Honestly,
Yeah.
for a
When I
penny.
was coach driving, quite regularly, I would eat a full KFC bonus banquet and all that
For a penny.
for a penny.
Fuck
Hell
off.
yeah. But you chose the breakfast.
Ooh, nice one, Jenny.
Oh.
Newsham Hospital. Nice.
Oh, what?
Oh.
Why am I learning about this just now?
Now, what is the street in Liverpool that has supposedly got a shitload of time slips?
What?
Quite common.
In Liverpool? Or just
Yes,
in general?
All over the world.
Oh, fair.
There's a
All over the
street
world.
beginning with B in Liverpool, and there's been shitloads of reported time slips there.
Why does this
Khaki
feel like
Street.
why does this feel like a trivia murder party question? There's a few. Jeez. Jenny, you never took me there either? I wanted I'm not
Anywhere
a
that has
tourist
a
at
pub.
all. I'm not a, yeah.
Any street that has
Wait,
a
I've
pub
been
on
there?
it, that's a time slip area.
Wait. Why didn't you tell me? Did I live?
It's in the. It's actually in the town centre.
Nuclear pansy.
Oh. Bold Street.
That's the one.
Old Street.
By
Okay.
the train station on the way to Frosty Burgers.
Okay.
That's the one.
Ooh. Liverpool is just one big time slip. Surprise. Surprise.
Did you
Yeah,
build
no,
it up?
there was one I remember reading about, and it was a gentleman and a young girl that witnessed the time slip together at one of the shops on Bold Street. And it's that the shop when in our time, time basically.
Yeah.
It was a bookshop, but when they were both looking at, like, when she was coming out of the shop and he was going into the shop, at the same time it turned to a 1940s style clothing shop for women, and they both witnessed it at the same time.
Dimensional rift.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We got a good spooky topic now.
It's a tear in the
So-
space-time continuum.
You've read those ghost stories about like when someone
That's
picks
what
up-
we were supposed to be doing tonight. Scary ghost stories. We were
that's
all going to be
right.
reading them.
That's right. Thank you. Okay. Well, we have half a show to go here, so we can do that.
Awesome.
Let's just finish this point real quick, and we'll get on to some spooky stories. Should we turn the music off and turn a crackling fire on, or what?
What music? Apparently there was none.
I could do with a crackling fire. I'm fucking freezing here.
No one can hear the music. Should be
The music was off during the break as well. And
Monitor and output.
the chat refreshed when you changed the scene to the BRB.
There's no music. How is there no music? It's a browser source and it's set to output. What?
I don't know. I'm not hearing any either.
It's very quiet. Well, anyways, my point is, so time slips, right? It is really low. It's meant to be super low. Anyways, you've all heard those scary stories where like someone picks up a hitchhiker and then like they leave something in their car or something and they go back to like drop it off and like someone else answers the door and says like, oh no woman lives here or anything like that. Like I live alone. And then it's like, just dropped them off like 5 minutes ago. And they're like, nope. No, you never heard of those kind of stories? There's a bunch of them like that.
No.
Oh,
Weird.
well, I don't know. Maybe we're just kind of going as far as like, time slips in IRL or at least in story form. But like, I feel like there's been cases of that.
Yeah, believe it or
Unlike
not,
unsolved
Dire thing,
mysteries.
horse and carriage is not a thing that's usually seen in the UK.
What?
Yep. Jenny's just saying in Stanley Road where her shop was, at certain times of the night, loads of people report seeing a horse and carriage appearing and disappearing.
Maybe it's just
And
a
Dire
couple of
thing
people
says,
with
sounds like the
coconuts.
Amish.
Yeah, no, round here, there's only two times.
Patsy!
Around here, there's only 2 times that you see a horse and carriage. One is a funeral,
Yep.
and the other one when the gypsies are in town.
Yep.
What?
The gypsies use that horse and carriage.
Yep.
What?
Romani
Dude,
and
you
Irish.
guys are making it up. I swear to God,
No, no,
gypsies
no,
aren't even
see-
real.
Wait,
Gypsies aren't even
serious?
real.
Seriously,
I don't believe you.
we have nomadic gypsies in the UK. We have both Romani and Irish.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're time slips themselves. Jesus. The hell are they doing with horse and carriage roaming around the city?
For me, ma.
For me, man. What is it like, pulling a caravan too?
No, they have like
sometimes.
a little 2-wheel trap on the back.
Does like the elder woman of the group have like the thing over her head, the little babushka thing, and she goes, "Let me tell you your future." Ah.
Babushka.
No. See, this is a difference. Our gypsies are mostly orange, like Oompa Loompa orange, with implants all over,
What?
bleach blonde hair,
And ride horses.
covered, plastered in makeup, and that's just the blokes. No, but the blokes are like all into fucking fighting and shit. And
I'll fight you for it.
seriously, that is where the basis for the pikeys. No, that's a bit of a slur, but I'm just quoting Snatch.
Yeah, we're literally any slurs are quoting a movie, a film.
But they basically just look like normal fucking UK people, but there's like a really embedded culture, that makes them gypsies.
Jersey Shore casting calls. It's amazing.
And they all stick in their own little camps, Yeah, style thing. Exactly. That's exactly what they look like.
Yep.
Just Google my big fat gypsy wedding. Oh boy.
That's the best way of describing it, I think. Jersey Shore casting calls. They all look like that. And the blokes fight for their women.
So hey, you guys,
The blokes fight for anything.
let's read some
And they
stories.
sometimes fight their women as well.
For me, ma.
Yeah.
Okay. Mike has his own stories that he's telling.
That's right.
I'm gonna Google
I was looking
some.
forward to these.
Yeah.
Send me a couple if you can.
I'm just gonna read a list, and you and I can go back and forth.
Yep.
While you're Googling, do you want me to start with one?
Yeah, please do.
Yeah,
Get
go on.
really up close to the mic and get
Yeah.
all.
This one is not actually.
Night.
This one is not actually a work of fiction. This one is a true story of what actually happened.
That's why I was looking forward to yours.
Right? Mm-hmm. And it involves 2 families that lived in the same property at different times. The first family had 1 daughter. No, tell a lie. Sorry. The first family had 2 daughters. Mm-hmm. And this is a village just out. It's based in a village just outside of Peterborough.
Mm-hmm.
And the girls were, I believe, at the time, one was 13 and one was 9 for the sisters. The 9-year-old at the time was sleeping in the 13-year-old's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
All right. By the way, I'm not going to say the name of the street, but the address was number 63. All right. Just keep that in mind. And one night, the eldest girl couldn't sleep. She just didn't feel safe in her room. And she was just laying there reading with her little torch sort of thing. And then she looked up, and right by her bedroom door, she's just seen this creepy outline of a woman standing there with like a short bobbed hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
And she obviously freaks out. And she's hidden herself under the duvet. And when she got the courage up again to look, the woman's gone. She thought nothing of it. She just thought she was seeing things. A couple of nights later, the younger sibling is back in with the elder sibling in her room.
Mm-hmm.
And this time it's the younger sibling that can't sleep. She sees the same figure standing at the doorway. So again, she completely freaks out, but obviously being a few years younger, she don't know what to do or think.
Mm-hmm.
And she started screaming the place down. Obviously woken up the older sister. Older sister's got up, like, nothing there. So they've started talking and they've both realised that they've seen the same image.
Mm-hmm.
And they speak to their mum about it in the morning. And their mum's like, no, nothing like that, nothing like that. You ain't got nothing to worry about. And then they come out with the woman's name. And it was Mrs. Oh, sorry, not Mrs. Miss. Began with an H. Can't remember now. Can't remember the name. It began with an H. And it turned out that family were bakers in that village.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, fast forward, I think it was 10 years, another family has moved in. But when this other family has moved in, they've bought two houses next to each other. And the father of the family had started to knock the two houses into one big house.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the young girl is, I think she's 15. Yeah, 15. She was definitely a teenager anyway. And she's, again, sleeping in her room. I say sleeping. She's laying down in bed in her room. Gets this uneasy feeling that she's not alone. And opens her eyes and looks up. And there's this figure of this woman standing by the door again.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. Back under the duvet sort of thing. She gets up in the morning, goes down, says to her mum, something really weird, seen this woman in my room last night. And the mum's, oh, what did she look like and everything? It's like she was dressed really old-fashioned. Really short hair, like parted in the middle and come down around there sort of thing. Looked like she was wearing a black dress with a white pinny type of thing, like a Victorian housewife.
Mm.
Or at least a Victorian or Edwardian, one or t'other. So this woman keeps on visiting, or this image keeps on visiting this girl throughout over 10 years of her living in that property.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be sort of like every couple of nights that she would see this woman. She actually learned, obviously, the name of this woman.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I still can't remember the name, but it was a Miss something, and it began with an H. And, I mean, fast forward 15 more years when the woman is 20. Yeah, when she's 25, she's now moved out of the house, obviously, where she's a woman. She got a job in a building society and all that. She actually goes online to do research on what goes on that area that she grew up in.
Mm.
And she finds a vlog of this woman that used to live in the same house. And it had the names of her daughters and that, and what her daughters had reported to see and things like that. And again, it had this so-called spirit's name on the vlog. And it was exactly the same name. So she was like, okay, I'm going to message this family to see if I can find any details out about what was going on. So she got in contact with them, and they were back and forth with emails. And it was like, yeah, okay, that's the same thing. And then she decides, I'm going to take this further. I'm going to contact a proper paranormal investigator, which she does. Now, unfortunately, the paranormal investigator can't get permission to go in and actually investigate the house because, again, it's someone else's family home. But he actually goes right back into the censuses for the area, and he finds the woman's name. It was Miss Nora something, and the surname would add an H to it.
Hamilton.
Is it Hamilton?
I don't know. We'll say it's Hamilton for the sake of the story.
Oh, just for argument's sake, call it Hamilton. And he actually found out that this particular woman had lived in that street. Mm-hmm. But what he couldn't do was put her name to that specific house.
Yeah, number 63.
Because the house was number 63, and this Miss Nora Hamilton lived at number 93.
Flip it roundy.
I mean, why would a spirit be haunting a house that is 30 houses away from where it used to live?
Maybe there were bigger properties, longer properties.
Oh yeah, it could have been the only house on the street at
they
the
started
time.
chopping them up.
The street itself was a street of all Victorian semi-detached houses. So it was like 2 houses, alleyway, 2 houses, so on all the way down.
They're all new properties.
Yeah. And as I say, the woman's father had bought the whole thing and knocked it all into one big mansion type house, basically. Now, this paranormal investigator, he decided he was going to try the actual land registry office for information
So
regarding
you get
the streets.
Yeah.
Regarding the street.
Yeah.
Now, what he found out was that in 1963, the street layout changed. And all the houses on the street got renumbered.
Yeah.
And it actually turned out that number 63 used to be number 93.
Yeah.
So this Miss Nora actually did live in that house. But yet the kids, the actual 3 girls that lived there in the different times,
They all
saw exactly the same image. The paranormal investigator actually managed to get photo evidence of this particular woman who was said to be Nora Hamilton from a woman that was of that village's local historical society. She had done a book with all the old photos of that village, and the bakery family was actually in this book. And it actually turned out it was the youngest daughter of the bakers. There was a photo of her with her boyfriend just before the First World War. And her boyfriend actually went away to fight in the First World War.
Yeah.
Never came back. So she never married. She stayed Miss her entire life. She stayed what they call it, a spinster.
Yeah.
And yeah, it actually proved that the property that she was haunting actually turned out to be the house where she had lived.
That is crazy, man.
And she
that's
had
it.
actually been appearing to the 3 girls at different times.
That's crazy.
Awesome.
And that is actually a true story.
Jenny asks,
That's
is it
awesome.
the Battersea Poltergeist?
Not heard of the Battersea poltergeist.
Ooh.
The Battersea's not far from me, is it, either?
Ooh.
It's only about 8 miles.
You've got the Enfield one as well.
Oh, no.
No, this is not
30
Battersea.
East Drive.
That one I was saying was not Battersea. It was somewhere near Peterborough.
Mhm.
I'm sure the village began with an M.
63 Wycliffe Road.
Was it?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
Jenny's doing her research.
Yeah, I know, right? Ghost Hunter Jenny. I can picture her right now in the van checking sanities. All right, I'll start off with the stories with a real short one. G, you and I could just go back and forth with these ones.
Yep.
This one's called Mommy's Home. I heard one. A father is laying in bed after just waking up. He grabs the baby monitor and walks to his desk in his office at home. He has his baby on the baby monitor and hears his wife singing to her. He cracks a smile as he hears his wife, "Go to sleep, go to sleep." When suddenly the front door opens and his wife comes in with groceries. Dun dun dun. I need like a bum 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 in chat.
Well, that was quick.
Yeah, that was a really short one.
That's what she said.
Hey.
Okay, so where am I reading this?
I sent you the link in Discord.
Ah, okay.
Ah. They're numbered, so you're on number 2. You're all screwed on sanity. Group's average is way down. I believe that to be true, actually.
Okay, here we go. This one is called Pretending to be Asleep Doesn't Work. Here's one thing that scared the living shit out of me when I was younger. A young boy is sleeping in his bed on a usual night. He hears footsteps outside his door and peeks out of his eyes to see what is happening. His door swings open quietly to reveal a murderer carrying the corpse of his parents. After silently propping them up on a chair, he writes something on the wall in the blood of the dead bodies. He then hides under the child's bed.
It keeps going.
The child is scared beyond belief. He can't read the writing on the wall, and he knows the man is lying under his bed. Like any child, he pretends that he slept through the whole thing and hasn't awoken yet. He lays still as the bodies, quietly hearing the breaths from under his bed. An hour passes, and his eyes are adjusting more and more to the darkness. He tries to make out the words, but it's a struggle. He gasps when he finally makes out the sentence, "I know you're awake." He feels something shift underneath his bed.
Ooh. This is
I hear something shifting underneath my bed every night.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
when I fart.
I was gonna say it's either the cat trapped under there when you fart, or just the rumbling of thunder that is your ass, Mike.
Okay.
We'll do one more quick one. Mike, do you have another one, perhaps?
I've got another true story which actually involves me.
Ooh. Okay. We'll save that one right after this one.
Okay.
This is a real short one. See, the thing with scary stories is it's either really long or really short. Anyways. What's in the basement? Mommy told me never to go in the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy. so I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy, and then Mommy yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mommy had never yelled at me before, and it made me sad, and I cried. Then Mommy told me never to go in the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better, so I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making noises like a puppy, or why he had no hands or feet. Dun dun dun. Sorry. All right, Mike, go on.
I think you know about this one, Nick. I don't think G does. Well, some of you in chat might have heard it as well. But we all know that I used to do a lot of paranormal investigating. One of the places that sticks in my head permanently is a place called the Galleries of Justice in Nottingham.
Okay.
And it is a courthouse with a prison underneath, and then underneath the prison is the ancient prison that dates back to the medieval times.
Ooh.
Now, start the night off. We go into the main courthouse. We start doing all the what do you call it? The sort of like scrying, which there's two. For in an investigation, you've got two types of scrying. You've got coloured light scrying, and then you've got mirror scrying. This particular night, we were doing the coloured light scrying, and what we were doing, we were taking turns sitting in the judge's chair. Other people were sitting out around the actual courthouse itself, and the person in the judge's chair would shine a light underneath their face, so it just lit up their entire face, and it would be everyone else staring at you to see what happened. And yeah, some people's faces started to change, others didn't.
Ooh,
right?
that just
I
gave
can't
me
actually
tingles.
personally remember if mine did or not. But once we left the actual courthouse, we went down the steps into like the holding cells. And once we got down the bottom of that staircase, I knew exactly where I was, and I knew exactly where every corridor went, where every cell was. All right?
Mm-hmm.
We went down into the medieval part of the prison. I still knew where I was, knew where every corridor went, even down to the fact I knew where the oubliette was.
Whoa.
And I'm down there, bearing in mind, I've never actually been to this place in my life, apart from that night. And I've turned around, because on the investigation, obviously, you have a person that works for the building who's walks around with you to make sure we're not up to any ill games or
a
anything.
docent or something.
Yeah. And I've turned around to this bloke and gone, we're missing part of this. Like, what do you mean? I said, there's an oubliette here. And he's just gone, we've only just found this out. Literally a couple of weeks before this night, they actually found an entrance to the oubliette.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's fucking mental, man.
So, I mean,
You've
whether
been
that
there in
was
the past
actually...
life,
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
or you were channeling.
Yeah.
Something was going on, for definite, 'cause it was a proper deja vu. I knew exactly where I was the whole time.
That's unexplainable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally
that
unexplainable.
could be like a takeover, not a hostile takeover, but still,
Yeah.
you know, something implanting memories. Get the whole feeling of that, like, yep, that's there, that's there, that's there. I know where I'm going, even if
The
it's
other-
black.
The other place I've had stuff similar to that was Oxford Castle. Now, Oxford Castle started out as a Norman keep, like Mott and Bailey keep.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously over the centuries it got extended. Now where you go into the entrance of the castle, it's got the actual main prison to the left-hand side, and the Mott Bailey part is still a hill, but there's nothing on top of it anymore. The actual main tower's gone.
Yeah.
The modern side of the prison is actually now a hotel. And we didn't have access to the hotel part, obviously. We had access to the actual old castle part, which was the old prison part. And it was one of the cells in there was where a prisoner called the I think it was called the Black Panther. He was basically one of the notorious rapists of the Oxford area. Now, we're going round this castle. We're going down the staircases into the different towers and things like that. And we get down to one specific staircase, and the so-called medium is saying, like, yeah, someone was thrown down this stairwell back in 1455. It's like, no, he fucking wasn't. That stairwell wasn't built until 1940 something. Fucking concrete, not stone. That shut him up on that one.
More like a small rather than a medium.
And then we go into what's called the Undercroft, which is like the basement to the castle. And great big vaulted room, fucking pillars for, I'd say, a good 200-300 metres. Pillars in every direction. Right? And again, he's turning around to us and he's going, yeah, this is the Undercroft where the dead bodies of the round men and that were all laid out to rest here after the battles that went on here. No, they fucking weren't. This Undercroft has never seen a dead body in its life, unless a rat or something died down here.
Was this something that you knew beforehand, or?
Oh, I've never been there again. I go to these venues completely blank.
Yeah.
I want to know fuck all about them.
Right.
It's a way to do it.
And I've gone, this room was used as a black powder storage. Said, over that way, there's another room that has been walled off.
And how the fuck would you have known
The
that?
guide that again worked for the castle was like, yeah, no, he's right. There was never a body down here, and yeah, this was a black powder storage, and yeah, there is another room over there that's been blocked off. And like, there's also one over there. Another room that's been blocked off. He's like, yeah, you're right again. And it's like, that room over there is where the swords and halberds and stuff like that was kept. That room over there was where the cannonballs and things like that were kept. He's like, you're just fucking freaky.
When you freak out the person that works for the castle. Classic Mike.
But yeah, I've never been to either one of these venues, but yet I knew things about them.
Yeah.
That's weird, Mike.
Should go for regression, man.
Like, shit,
No,
maybe you're the
seriously,
medium.
Seriously, try it, man.
Well, I have actually done medium training.
Well, there you go.
I used to sit in a spiritualist circle doing mediumship training.
Oh, shit.
No, you should go for hypnotic regression, see if anything pops up.
I'd love
Seriously,
to,
man.
to be honest.
Seriously.
Shit, I would be terrified.
Well, I have a true story of my own. That's kind of weird. So, when I was like a toddler, right? You're talking from about the age of 3 to 4. It's just one of the earliest memories I have, except for like my very first house first house that my mum and dad moved into when I was born. But this is one of the other earliest memories, and you'll see why. Because I doted on my grandpa, right? My granda called myself and my two older cousins. I was Sweet Pea. That was his nickname for me. My cousin Jonathan was Popeye, and my cousin Michael, Bluto. Right, so he named us all after Popeye characters, and we adored them. Yeah, Jenny's heard this one. So I remember having this dream, right, when I was about 3. And in the dream, it sounds so corny, but this is legit how I remember it. I've got for as long as I can remember, I've had a fascination about New York City, right? You know, like New York City, like fucking Broadway, all of that kind of shit, but mainly Central Park because of this dream stuck in my head. But I didn't know it when I dreamt it that this is what it was, right? So I'm walking in what seems to be like Central Park, walking down like a slow decline, you know, there's like long steps and like a fence on this side, and then like a lake almost, big pond, massive thing. And I'm walking with my granda, and I'm holding his left hand, I'm holding his left hand. My cousin Jonathan's on the other side, holding his right hand, and so we're walking. The thing that I remember is, like, in the dream, I just remember him letting go of my hand. And, you know, so obviously I'm like, where's Granda? So I turned around in the dream to look. And this is the corny part. There he is, like, just floating in the air. And he's got, like, the fucking halo and shit. And honestly, it sounds so fucking corny, but it was a dream, right? So he's sitting there with the halo and all that, and he says, I'm going to have to leave you. You know, I'm going to have to leave you, but don't worry, I'm all right. I'm all right. That was fine. And then what I remember is, shortly after I had this dream, you know, maybe weeks, he died.
Holy shit.
So that was weird in itself, right?
Mm.
Didn't think anything of it, right? Never thought about it again. Because I was too young to know anything any different. Brain didn't even compute that this was a weird thing that in the dream I saw him saying to me, I'm going to be leaving soon, don't worry, I'm going to be alright. Brain can't comprehend that at that age. Later on, early teens, sitting with my cousin and our group of friends at the time, and we're all sitting telling weird fucking ghost stories like we're doing now, right? My cousin starts talking and he says, so, right, I had this dream when I was younger, and in the dream I'm walking down a long set of steps. On the right of me is a fence. Behind the fence is a big pond, lake, loads of city, with a cityscape in the background, and I'm holding Grandad's right hand, and then he lets go, and I'm like, I kind of froze, and I looked at him and I went, you're not going to say what I think you're going to say. And he kind of looked at me, and he kind of laughed, you know, like, and I'm like, no, seriously, he's floating, he's got a halo, and he says, I'm going to be leaving you soon, don't worry, I'm going to be alright. And as I'm saying it, he just went white.
It just gave me chills.
He went totally white. That this legit happened. I finished his fucking story for him, and word for word, like, this is what happened. The two of us, when we were growing up, always just before the phone rang, I used to be able to go, Jonathan's going to phone me any second. I better, and then ring, ring, phone would go, Jonathan on the phone. We always had this weird, like we kind of do the weird thing, like finish each other's sentences and blah, blah, blah. And we used to do that all the time, right? Yep. Because we used to joke we're soul twins, do you know what I mean, when we were younger, because we always used to do that, finish each other's sentences. He would know when I was going to phone him and vice versa all the time, and then we found out that we'd had this fucking dream together. The weirdest fucking thing, man.
Now, one thing that used to happen to me as a kid, in the first house that I lived in Wandsworth. I mean, like you, maybe 4 or 5 years old, but I would actually dream that I was
that's
floating.
Another story, Jenny. Sorry, Mike. That's another story. I'll tell that one as well.
Yeah, I used to actually dream that I was floating. Right? And I would actually get the sensation of being completely weightless. And yet, when I wake up, I would be sitting on the bottom stair.
Oh.
Outside the front room.
Somnambulation.
You sleepwalk?
Sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was actually the sensation that I was floating, and in my head I could actually see myself floating down the stairs of the house.
I used to get that kind of thing too.
But yeah, when I actually come to and wake up, I'm actually sitting on the bottom step, which is right by the front room door.
I used to dream that I was like in my house, and I would be kind of, like you say, floating around. But like, I never used to wake up in different places. I have sleepwalked before. One of them's kind of a funny one where I had to use the bathroom, and I walked down the stairs and I said, "Dad," I was crying, and my dad's like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" He's like, "I have to use the bathroom." And then my dad says, "Well, just go." So I whipped it out and went.
My auntie Jeanette used to sleepwalk, but she would like my nana's house, my nana and papa's house. You had to go downstairs to get to the bathrooms and the bedrooms. So they'd be sitting in the living room, and everybody's supposed to be asleep downstairs, and like they'd hear her coming up the stairs, going into the kitchen, coming back in. She'd just sit there, watch TV, eat crisps. Next morning, wouldn't remember anything.
Whoa. Pretty freaky what the unconscious mind is capable of. We actually discussed this a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, like other than that, my sister did it too one time. Same room, actually. To finish that story, I ended up back in bed, and I think I had to change of clothes on. I'm like, these are not my normal pajamas. Like, why am I changed? And my parents were like mad at me. I was like, what happened? They're like, you don't remember peeing on the floor downstairs? I was like, no. They're like, well, you did. I was like, okay. But my sister, she didn't pee on the floor, but she went down the stairs, same room, into the office, and was crying, and she said to my parents, I forget which one it was, that she needed a motor under her pillow. And they were so confused. They're like, what are you talking about? She's like, I need a motor under my pillow. And like, I don't know if that, like, she ended up back upstairs or whatever, like, guided her back up. Because you never want to wake up a sleepwalker, right? You just gotta, like, guide them back to their bed and tuck them in again or whatever. But it turns out she said she was dreaming about, like, a little Lego motor. And she thought she needed that to, like, be able to go to sleep or something. I'm like, but my sister and I are, like, 3 years apart. But, man, do we ever share a brain. Like, we'll finish each other's sentences. We'll tell a joke at the exact same time. It's like, it's obviously, like, the whole family connection thing. But at the same time, it's, like, scary how close we are to each other's brains, Okay, you want to tell? I'll tell a story. Another story.
I was gonna say one thing I did find out when I started doing the genealogy thing. Two of my great aunts were actually spiritualist mediums,
Ah,
and they were actually practicing in a place called Bluetown on the Isle of Sheppey.
Whoa, that's weird. Kieran used to sleepwalk and pee outside Jenny's room. He was only a door down. He was only a door away from it. Yeah, we'll read another short one, and then G has some stories, and then we're gonna have a video Jane posted in the Discord. We'll finish up with something funny, because I like being scared, but then I like want to not be scared. I freaked myself out the other night, by the way, after telling scary stories all night. I freaked myself out, and
I saw that in your face. There was a moment where you were just kind of like, I could actually see your senses widening in the room round behind you.
Yeah, that's one of my greatest fears, right? I'm tucked into the corner of this room with all the lights on me, right? And there's like dimness when it's nighttime in the back. I mean, it's lit up, obviously, but one of my biggest fears is looking in my camera view and just seeing a closet door open or the light turn on, or that door over there open up.
Yeah.
Like, Jenny hates it when the light's on in the hall.
I've actually seen videos of Twitchers, you know, like Twitch streamers, like doing, you know, like just doing normal gaming streams. And then, like, there's one in particular that it's like back here, you just see like an open doorway, and the guy's just sitting there and he's talking away to chat. And you can tell it's a gaming stream, you know, it's all RGB everywhere, and you just get the fucking RGB headphones and shit, and he's like talking away and joking, and then you just see something in the dark hallway just kind of stick its head out, and then go back in, and he's kind of like, you could see him, he's looking at the screen like, but it's like genuine fear in his face, so it's no like this isn't a put on. Otherwise, he should be getting a fucking Oscar.
Oh, fuck that!
There's loads like that, man.
There's a game actually out there that has to do sort of with like a thing where you're in the game, you're using a computer to like browse the dark web or whatever, and you come to like a site or something that tells you that you can't shut off your computer, and if you do, someone will like come for you, and like you start messing with the website, and like things IRL start happening in the game, obviously, like the things around you start changing, and like your lights turn or flicker or something like that, and nope.
Can you imagine an augmented reality game, you know, like where it captures your camera and superimposes stuff onto what you're seeing?
Well, the thing is, I think it might actually do that. I can't remember. I have to go back and do some more homework on this game. But it uses the system time on your PC, like against you, right? And yeah. So it does stuff like in real time, and if you try to like just hard close the game, like Alt F4 or Control Alt Delete, it will put files onto your computer, like text files. I'm like, that's creepy as shit. But yeah, and there's stuff like hidden in the game code and all that stuff too, like really freaky shit. But like, there's like deeper lore behind this otherwise pretty simple game, you know? But yeah, that's freaky as shit. I might have to go down a little rabbit hole when I'm like home, like alone, and everyone else is sleeping tonight, and scare the shit out of myself.
Watch some of those videos.
I will have to, yeah.
The Twitch streamers.
There's also like some video series. There's so many good horror video series out there. One of my favorites is Backrooms, and I think almost everyone's familiar with the Backrooms nowadays. But it's basically this portal into another dimension where there's nothing but like sickly yellow carpet and wallpaper and just endless rooms, right? And
dim light.
Yeah, dimly lit, and like weird, awkward locations for like walls and dividers, and There's just windows in the ceiling and some random shit sometimes, but like this guy Kane Pixels is a 16-year-old kid. Well, he's probably about 17 or 18 now. But like he started this project when he was 16, and he is one of the best like horror graphic artists slash motion graphics people I've ever seen. So talented and dude. Started a project when he was 16, and it was like he's been doing it for freaking decades. But he captures it all. I think he runs some sort of like 3D animation software, and then runs a bunch of filters over it. And man, it gives a real life kind of VHS sort of look, handheld camera movement, all that stuff looks super hyper realistic, and to the degree that it's like almost uncanny valley, where it's like you can tell it's like not, it's one of those things where it's like you see something that's out of the ordinary and your brain just kind of goes, what the fuck? Because it's just not natural. It's not meant to be like that. Like having a window on the ceiling or a door, like, you know, all
it's
messed up and
unsettles you.
Yeah. Like just kind of like, you know, everyone knows what a door looks like, right? But when the door itself is like just wonky angles and like weird and distorted, you're like, oh, that's creepy. And like we were talking about earlier, how simplest little stupid things in video games, like Doom wads or whatever. There's another kind of popular, something that's been gaining a lot of traction recently, that are these mazes, these giant endless mazes, and the second you start the game, something is after you, something is chasing you, and it has different programmed things built into it to be able to find you easier. So like the closer you get to it, the slower it moves until it gets in within line of sight or whatever, etc. But like it's just this constant drone of like a white noise, and then like almost a heartbeat, and like sometimes the heartbeat will get a little faster. But then when you see the whatever the thing is, it's literally just a PNG of like a creepypasta kind of face, where it's just like a distorted negative image or something, just like, you know, like something. It could be SpongeBob, but if SpongeBob isn't the right color and is all stretched out and distorted, it's scary, you know? Uncanny Valley, freaky shit like that. But I love the fact that there's so many talented people out there that are making this stuff, and it's so simple, and it runs on such an like a archaic, you know, system, and it's like there for anyone to find, you know what I mean? Like they just kind of put it out there and let it spread naturally, like become a viral sensation. And that's how, like, dude, there's so many different back rooms things. There's mobile games, there's all sorts of shit. There's like actual video games about back rooms and everything. And I think Kane Pixels has been like credited with like one of the first, because it started off with a still image, just an image of like a yellow carpet, yellow wall, yellow lighting, and it's like the story was like on I want to say it was like
creepypasta.
It was like a 4chan thing or a creepypasta that shared on Reddit.
I think it was a creepypasta.
And it was basically just like sometimes you just slip out of time and enter a new dimension and you end up in the back rooms. And that's how Kane Pixels kind of just ran with that whole theme and discovered, like, made his own lore with it and everything. And by God, the monster in that is terrifying because it's just a jumble of... It looks like a junkyard, like, sculpture, you know? But, like, just super extra creepy. But anyways, I'm going to read one more story here, and then we'll get to your stories, G, and then we'll end with something nice to you know, let everyone be able to go to sleep. But
I'm going to read one of these ones as well, because
okay,
this other one is a bit kind of personal.
Okay. Oh, fair enough. But yeah, I freaked myself out pretty bad the other night because I was watching spooky stuff after telling scary stories, and I like had to run to the bathroom with the lights on and check the shower and all that, you know. Shut up, Mike! Alright. This one's from, apparently it's from an Instagram post, I guess. Yeah. So this person's named creepycat.chrissy, if anyone's interested, I guess. I used to work weekend nights, and my wife would always be home alone with her car in the driveway. One particular Sunday or Saturday, I was at work with my wife, and my wife happened to go out with her friend. Her friend picked her up, so her car was still in the driveway. When I got home at 1 a.m., the power to the house was out. I went to check the circuit breaker and saw that the padlock on it had been cut. I promptly went inside and called 911. Here's the conclusion I have come to, though I'm open to alternatives. Someone had been watching us for a while and knew our habits. That Saturday, they saw her car in the driveway and my car gone. They cut the lock and threw the circuit breaker. This would have baited her outside. She would have been outside with the front door unlocked and quite vulnerable. I bought a nice bottle of wine for a friend and a shotgun for the house. Ooh. You could pick one, whatever one you want to do, G. She's doing this. Ah, okay. Vague with G. Gotcha. Sorry. Didn't know. Or if you want to find one that you like, G, doesn't matter. We can't hear G now. What'd you do?
This one's called... I had my mute button on.
Ah.
This one's called Yes.
Oh.
When I was a child, my family moved to a big old 2-floor house with big empty rooms and creaking floorboards. Both my parents worked, so I was often alone when I came home from school. One early evening, when I came home, the house was still dark. I called out, "Mum," and heard her sing-song voice say, "Yes," from upstairs. I called her again as I climbed the stairs to see which room she was in, and again got the same "Yes" reply. We were decorating at the time, and I didn't know my way around the maze of rooms, but she was in one of the far ones, right down the hall. I felt uneasy, but I figured that was only natural, so I rushed forward to see my mum, knowing that her presence would calm my fears, as a mother's presence always does. Just as I reached for the handle of the door to let myself into the room, I heard the front door downstairs open and my mother call, "Sweetie, are you home?" in a cheery voice. I jumped back, startled, and ran down the stairs to her, but as I glanced back from the top of the stairs, the door to the room slowly opened a crack. For a brief moment, I saw something strange in there. I don't know what it was, but it was staring at me.
Fuck that. Nope. We gotta move out. Let's go. Pack it back up. Let's go.
Burn it, kill it with fire.
And a perfectly timed fart to just cap it all off. Brilliant. Alright, I'm gonna see if we can share this link. I changed this
Can I
overlay.
quickly read this one? Because this one's actually a joke that I heard years ago, but it's been made into a scary story. It's quick.
Yeah, go for it.
It's called 10.
Okay.
A man leaves his house every morning to walk to work and passes a mental hospital surrounded by a wooden fence. Every morning, the patients are out in the yard and he can hear them saying in unison, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. One day, he gets curious and looks through a hole in the fence. Suddenly, a stick shoots out and pokes him in the eye. "Fuck!" he says to himself. While walking away, pissed off, he can hear the patients saying, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. I love that one. Nick, you're muted.
Oh yeah, we're gonna watch a YouTube video that Jane posted. Add videos. How do I add a video here? Let's just do this. Go to YouTube. Yes. Type it in. No results. Oh, I have to go to the browser. That's why. Yeah, it's a big scary noise outside my house. How do I? It says what? Don't know how to use this activity. Join activity. Okay.
Laura!
Okay. How do I add video? Oh, paste a URL. Well, that would work. There we go. Okay, we can all watch this together, I think. Let's try it.
We'll ask for the full version.
Headed down to the coast. Riding shotgun in the Jeep. There's a bubble in my belly and I hope it's really smelly. I can feel it start to creep. So I lean to my right, 'cause my cheeks were kinda tight. As I push a little bit, I think like lead. I thought I farted, but I shit. Thought I farted, but I shit. And now it's squishy when I sit. Yeah, I got poop all in my crack and a little on my sack. I thought I farted, but I shit. Damn, I hate it when I shart. I can't even trust a fart. Tried to give a little toot. Now there's caca in my chute. I thought I farted, but I shit. I thought I farted, but I shit. And now it's squishy when I sit. I got poop all in my crack and a little on my sack. I thought I farted, but I shit. I got poop all in my crack and a little on my sack. I thought I farted, but I shit.
You're welcome.
Nice. All right. Sweet. Thanks, Jane, for that. Needed a giggle. Whew. Shart, nice. Oh, okay. God damn it. Why is scary stuff? It freaks me out. I know Mike is laughing his tits off over here.
Yeah.
But freaky stuff definitely scares me. I don't know. But I like it. I don't know why, but like I have this unnatural like need to be scared occasionally. You ever get that way? I don't know.
Peeped, maybe, yeah, but not genuinely scared.
Right, yeah. I mean, I like getting freaked out a little bit, you know? It's like watching, like, real footage of something, and it's like something scary happens in it or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, especially as... Oh. Apparently I don't have moderation on anymore? Or did he play it for biddies? Oh god, that's terrifying.
This drummer is actually incredible, by the way.
Oh, sound alerts. Oh, that's why. Ooh, that was freaky. You played it for channel points. I thought there was still moderation in that one. Whoops. Video share. Moderation settings. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that drummer is actually incredible. But that's only the 10-second version. You gotta watch the whole thing to really get the whole thing. Manually approved video share. What? Interesting. I have that on, but that doesn't matter. Yeah, we're gonna call it there, you guys. We're gonna raid someone. Who should we raid? We got 600 is streaming, and Nixt is streaming. Is there anyone else that we know? Jenny knows a lot of raid targets. Jenny, if you're still around, please stick around for the raid, guys. We have a raid message. Yeah, there's a raid message. Copy and paste that if you'd be so kind. When we get to our raid target. Could raid into 6. I think he may be wrapping up. I don't know. It's 6's birthday. He's a really good artist, and Jenny did some did a little drawing on this magma that he's doing. Andy Mecca is making stuff. Oh hell yeah!
Ah, what a bounty, Andy.
Andy Mecca is an artiste.
And he's just round the corner from me.
Yep, which is wild. So weird. Yep. Yeah, we'll raid into Andy here. Cool. Copy and paste that. Oh, 6 is on a break. Okay, I can't hear him, so I don't know. We're gonna copy and paste the raid message. Make sure you guys go drop him some love and say hi and drop him some emotes and all that stuff. What is he making right now? He's making ugly pumpkins apparently. Oh, that's pretty cool. He's a sculptor. But he does other stuff as well. Anyways, that's it from us, guys. Thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. My voice decided to just give up right now. But
need to train that voice.
Yeah.
It's all in the breathing, Nick. It's all in the breathing.
Dude, I'm dying over here. Just phlegm.
Economy of breath.
Oh, it's a little guy. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate y'all being here. We will see you next weekend. Might play some games, might tell stories. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we go live. That's usually what we do. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling a games night. I think we deserve it here. But yeah, let's go ahead and raid into Andy. See what he's doing. Nice one. Wow, that's an opposite end rip there. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
And as always, piss flaps.
Piss flat.